should have took some pictures beforehand.
It's to the best principal.
Two from the course. Two from the course.
That's from the guy. I've been over there. I've talked to him. I was over there last week.
But Mayor, I just can't.
Whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and hit it. It's up to these committees.
Testing.
I'll make sure I remember.
Can you hear me up there?
So what's happened now? Okay, that's good.
Maybe a few minutes behind.
Is this yours? Miss Roberts, is this yours?
Testing. Can y'all hear me out there?
Okay.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, great. All right. I'm going to call the Ways and Means Committee meeting to order. Today is Monday, July the 20th, 2020. Today's the 20th? Wow. July the 20th, 2026. Tonight we have, I believe, 4 different items to discuss this evening. The first one being a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the police department for the purchase of bulletproof vests. If you look at this one, it's coming from within their unused salaries. The total is $32,024. We're having a discussion on that.
No discussion, Mr. Chair. I move to send it to full council with due pass.
Okay, now second. And I guess we'll take a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is approved. Next, we have a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the Fire and Emergency Service Department for the purchase of a truck. This is a hazmat vehicle that the fire department is trying to get. The total is $51,000. This is coming from within their unused salaries.
I move we send it to the full council with due pass.
And I'll second. All right. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is approved. We have, and the next ordinance is an ordinance amending Ordinance number 6882, respecting purchases not requiring bids and related purposes. This piece of legislation is basically amending the $5,000 limit with a $10,000 limit for purchases under that amount. Let's see. Because anything at 42,921 would require a bid, and I think it requires 3 bids. But under 10,000, then it would not require a bid. I believe this is.
Mr. Chair, can I say one thing?
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
We were, if you'll recall, we changed the threshold from 35,000 to 42,000 in conjunction with state law. And the small contract amount with the state is actually 20,000. And of course, we didn't want to go that high, but given that the $5,000 threshold has been in place for many years, and, you know, irrespective of inflation and the like, and to kind of stay in keeping with state law, we wanted to make this change.
Up to 10.
Up to 10, correct.
Okay. And the state right now has a
$20,000 small contract threshold,
Okay.
or small purchase.
Okay.
Chair, question.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Statement, actually. On here, I just want to know, where it says, on the second whereas, it says it is desired to increase the contract amount, what triggers the, and then it got a T on there, and then it doesn't say anything else. So that paragraph wasn't finished. Is it this one?
Oh, no, we're
You
on
on
this
the
one.
other one?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. We'll go into that one next, though.
Okay, because
So
you
hold
mentioned
that.
the 42.
Yeah, so definitely hold
Okay.
that question. But this one is taking the, I guess, the amount that would not require a bid up to 10,000 versus the 5.
Well, and it's not a, so right now, not requiring a bid threshold was up to 35, and now it's 42, so that's separate. This doesn't require comps. So right now, in that procurement process, we have to get basically 3 estimates.
Okay.
Or 3 proposals. And this would allow for us to make small purchases up to 10,000 instead of up to 5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anything from
But anything
10
from
to
10 to 42,
would still require at least a written quote or phone quote or something of that
Correct.
nature.
correct.
Okay.
And you're looking at basically an increase of less than the amount that was increased for the bid threshold. So that went up 7,000, this would just take it up 5,000. So it would be similar to the same difference between the small purchase to invoice against and the bid threshold, if that makes sense. So before it was 535, and now it would be 1042.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And just for clarity, it will still be, even though they don't have to get the quotes, it will still be a requirement for if the director or whoever it is that makes a purchase, also the second step is to get the finance and everybody to sign off on it.
I am so glad you brought that up, yes.
Okay.
And I would add that with the transition to Munis or Tyler Technology, we will be not only having a front-end approval process, but also a purchase order process, which we did not have before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we easing over to the other ordinance? Is that part of this?
No, I'm just explaining, she asked the question if we would still be, basically,
The
if we would
approval,
still have some accountability and some transparency about approval to even make the purchase in the first place. So I
Okay,
think that's a good question when we're talking about increasing the small purchase, small contract
Okay.
threshold from 5 to 10.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay.
Councilmember?
So under 10,000 will require what?
It would still, so we will be transitioning to, well, it will still require the approval of the department director ultimately. But what I'm saying is, in addition to that, when we transition over to Munis, there will be a purchase order process as well. So we really are increasing the level of transparency and accountability around our processes. But we're also kind of moving the needle on this end like we move the needle on the back end, if that makes sense. So we increased the threshold from 35 to 42. Now we're increasing the minimum, the small purchase, small contract from 5 to 10.
Now, less than 10, will you still need 3 estimates?
No, that's what she's saying.
From 5, so now 10,000 to 42, you will need the comparables, the comps. Less than 10, you will still need director approval, and when we transition to Munis, you will have to get a purchase order.
But you won't need 3
No,
estimates?
right,
So
right
less than
now,
10.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be the same standard under 10, the way it is right now under 5.
And
Yeah.
because a lot of times it's hard to even get 3. Sometimes
It's very
depending on
hard, that's
what
why
it
we
is
want to do this.
Specifically that we're trying to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and so have that one. Are you looking to get this added tonight, or is this something that,
I mean, if we can, we might as well do it. If there's no issues and everybody's clear about what it is, I would appreciate it.
okay. All right, well then that would come under, of course, on the ordinance and resolutions, but just wanted to know, so both of these, we would try to add?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so on the ordinance amending ordinance number 6882, purchases, respecting purchases not requiring bids or and related purposes, do we have a motion?
So moved, that we send it to the full council to do that.
And I'll second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is approved. The last ordinance that we have for Ways and Means is an ordinance amending section 2-161 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the amount necessary to trigger the requirement of a review committee for service contracts and for related purposes.
I move.
Oh, wait,
It
on
was
this,
just that,
I-
was the one that had the, it was parts missing off of it because it stopped with.
Can we ask Madam Attorney on that, on line 12, what that is
What
supposed
that
to
was
be,
supposed
which
to be.
triggers the what?
Requirement for the review committee,
the amount
Requirement.
which triggers the,
requirement for the review committee.
the requirement.
Some terrible tapas was that word.
And the only thing I'd like to say about this, what this really is it gets rid of what is really currently a conflict between two different codes. So in the broader code that we changed a long time ago, where we used to have the different thresholds of 5, then 20, then 35, and now we have 5 and 42, and you all just looked at changing the minimum from 5 to 10. So the language in that law, in that code, talks about all the different kinds of purchases you can make, including services. It says "and services." So it doesn't distinguish between different kinds of services. It sets the standard on how to address purchases and contracts. This particular section of the code makes a total distinction and lays out the different kinds of professional services contracts. I didn't even know about this until Director Galache mentioned this when we were trying to renew an existing contract. I don't know any director or any time in my office or previous where this has been done. And what this was any professional services contract that was above $5,000, you had to do that review committee. Everybody that I'm aware of has been, maybe except for Economic Development, has been using the other standard where there is no distinction between services. And since when we do these kinds of services for an engineer or an accountant or a consultant, unless it rises to the level of the bid process, we've been using the other code process. So we just want to equalize it and catch up the law to the process that has been taking place, and also cut out any confusion about which one to
So we
use.
really haven't been using that.
Correct. We
Okay.
haven't been using this anyway. So what we want to do is equalize, align this with what we have been using.
And so the review committee will be formed, or is it all?
It won't be in a review committee.
It won't be one at all?
But they're not currently using it, they're just using it as if it were I guess a good, if they were buying a product. So they haven't really used it for professional services. They've been just using the same process.
Then why are we saying it's going to increase to the contract amount, which triggers the requirement for the review committee? So it seems like the review committee will come in at some point or other if you're saying trigger.
No, it's saying it's waiving it.
It's waiving it.
So if you look in section 1, the requirement for a review committee shall be waived.
In section, okay, down here.
So it's basically taking the professional services contracts to under the banner of services in the other code language, rather than distinguishing it and creating a whole different process.
Then why do we have line 1 then if we're not going to have a review committee?
Line
Where it says, requires any contract for professional services in exceeding $5,000 be negotiated by a review committee, if it's not going to be one.
No, that's what the old code said.
So why are we keeping it if we're not going to have a review committee?
No, we're not keeping it. It says whereas.
Now therefore be it ordained by
Yeah.
the city
So it's
council
like
that,
it's just stating that at one point there was a review committee process in place, but now it's gonna read that shall be waived for anything under 42,921. So it's basically just kind of taking it out, because once you get above 42, you have to have the full bid process anyway.
Okay.
Okay. I think we may have it at this point. Can we get a motion?
I move we send it to the full council to do pass.
I'll second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is approved. Okay, and of course, these are ordinances, so they do have to be read on 3 different readings. So if we have any questions or concerns, we'll have time to get all that sorted out. Okay. All right. Do we have any other business for Ways and Means?
No, sir, Mr. Chair.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I'll second. Ways and Means is adjourned.
Ordinance and resolutions, we have one agenda item, which will be completed on tonight. All of you should have before you an ordinance amending number 6882, respecting purchases not requiring bids and related purposes. If added to the agenda, this would be agenda item number 2. Everybody on one accord?
Yes.
Next agenda item, an ordinance amending section 2-161 of Code of Ordinance, City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the amount necessary to trigger the requirement of a review committee for service contracts and for related purposes. If added to the agenda, this would be agenda item number 3.
No. It's just in committee.
We in committee.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you fine. If added to the agenda, this would be agenda item number 3. Everybody on one accord?
Yes, sir.
Next agenda item, a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the police department for purchase of bulletproof vests. If added to the agenda, this would be agenda item number 4. Everybody on one accord?
Yes, sir.
Next agenda item, a resolution amending the 26 municipal budget to allocate funds within the fire and emergency services department for a purchase of a truck. If added to the agenda, this will be agenda item number 5. Everybody on one accord.
Yes, sir.
Any more discussion for ordinance and resolutions?
No, Mr. Chair.
Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
So moved.
Oh, I forgot my gavel. Okay. Okay. So welcome everyone to the July 20, 2026 Pine Bluff City Council meeting. And we will first recognize public comments on agenda items. Okay. Oh, okay, thank you. And is Shay Armstrong with the Compass Club here to talk about the Urban Agriculture Task Force Community Cleanup? Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Excuse me, I'm nervous. My name is Shay Armstrong, and I'm here on behalf of the Compass Rose Club. I'd like to thank you all for you all's time and your commitment to the community and recognizing today's agenda regarding the appointment of the members of the Urban Agriculture Task Force. Today, I'm here to just see what I can find out as far as cleaning up the city. We've literally started cleaning up a couple of lots on the north side on Havis, and we're going to turn it into a community garden. But we're running into a few situations where we don't know what to do with the debris that we've collected, which is tires, mattresses, and things of that nature. I am aware that we do have the monthly free dump day, but I think we may need an extra day in the month, considering last month was the 4th of July on that day where we fell on that free dump day. I think if we would have had a second day in the month, we probably would have been able to get rid of the trash that we've accumulated. During that wait time, we've also had more people dump in the area where we've cleaned. So I guess because no one really knows what to do with their stuff, along with us having that same problem. But as far as us wanting to clean the city, I think all of us are having the same problem as far as where to take it and in a timely manner to where it looks like it's a difference being made. On second thing I'd like to actually talk about a little bit more is the tire disposal. On the free dump day, I'm aware that we can't bring tires, but that seems like to be one of the most common issues we're having when we clean up. It's the most popular thing to dump. But we also know that it's also the hardest thing to dispose of, so I don't know what to do about that, but more than happy to come up with a solution. The third thing, and finally, I'd like to ask for clarification on regarding overgrown vacant properties. We have organizations that we're partnering with that we would like to dedicate our time to clear these properties, but we don't know how far we will be going and intruding people's private property and the laws and things of that nature and create liabilities on us and the property owners. So we kind of just want to know what the process is if we wanted to just take care of that ourselves. Because once again, we know a lot of things can be done on our own, but we just don't want to create liability for anybody while we're doing that.
You did not sound nervous to me.
Oh, thank you.
And Councilmember Lockett.
Yeah, I just wanted to address that part of the Urban Agriculture Task Force is going to be tasked with, we have a representative from code enforcement on the task force, and we look forward to formalizing a process where absentee landowners can allow community members to grow things on their lot in exchange for them not being penalized by the city putting a contractor on the lot and putting a lien on the lot. So we'll probably have a process where we can call Mr. Jones in Chicago and say, Mr. Jones, you own 3 lots on the corner of 5th and Apple, and they're overgrown. We can forgive this overgrowth if you allow our community garden team to cultivate those 2 lots, and you won't be charged. So we'll have a process that allow you to do it. So we'll have permission from the landowner saying that the city can supervise community people doing gardening on empty lots.
Yes, sir.
So we're looking at that. And I talked to the code enforcement director. He said something about there may be some discussion with the county judge on the tire situation. I'm told because we're being sanctioned, whatever's holding up our tire disposal process, that we're allowed to take them to Little Rock. But the thing that we're going to have to work out, Madam Mayor, is
Finding a place to take them in the meantime.
well, no, they're saying we can take ours to Little Rock, but who's going to pay for the gas and the transportation and working that out? We may have to work with the county judge to say if they got dump trucks that we find some way to take ours to Little Rock. Because
We will, but what I'm hearing her say, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that that's one of the most popular things to dump, and short of knowing when that truck is going, if it's going,
We need a local place.
there needs to be some place for people to take them. And the bottom line is, so you have the solid waste district, and then you have the county, who really have been over that for a long time, and there was a process, and now it's sort of up in the air because of what has happened with the county, but they are working on it. Our interim county judge is working on it and is working very well with the city. We just talked today.
Right.
And as that evolves and we have a process and a location, then we will definitely make that known to the public. Just as the city, since that doesn't fall under our purview, we have not known what to share. But did anybody else have any comments? Because I was going to say something about these other 2 points.
I'm good. I told
No,
them.
I think the tires was the main thing. That is something we need to try to get a resolution to soon.
Yeah.
Because people are just going to start just dumping.
Well, it's happening. I mean, there are some properties I've seen where it's been long abandoned and tires keep growing. So I think that people are taking them places. But we are working on that. As far as the free dump day, that will continue. There was a mechanical issue with one of our major pieces of equipment that we need to be effective in manning and womaning that day of activity. And so the first Saturday of August, we will resume the free dump day. We just couldn't do it in July. And then on the vacant properties, it is a huge issue for the city to address, as well as other private entities, because so much of this property is air property and abandoned, where the people don't live here. And it is illegal to do anything on somebody else's property, even if it's in good faith, without their permission. So that has always been, I think, a challenge for the city. We have about 500 properties that have been condemned that we are working to demolish properly and legally. And then there are about 500 other properties that are in the pipeline. We are actually working on something with the county to try to put the city in a position where we can aggressively address this. The biggest cost of demolishing these structures that need to be demolished is waste, is the actual waste of the materials that are left behind once the demolition takes place. And unfortunately, the circumstances don't lend itself for us being able to do it now without the cost being overwhelming. And when I say overwhelming, like we can't afford it, we can't do it, but we're working out a plan that will allow us to do it. And so we will definitely keep the public notified, and we hope to see something happening in the next couple of months.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And now we will call the meeting to order for this evening and begin with our invocation. Ms. Marcinia Peoples of New St. Hurricane Missionary Baptist Church is going to lead us in prayer. If you all please stand.
Psalm 133:1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Let us pray. We thank you, Lord, for the opportunity together as community leaders and servants. Grant each of us wisdom, fairness, patience, and compassion as decisions are made for the good of our city. Help us to listen, work together peacefully, and remain mindful of the needs of every citizen. Bless our community, protect our families, strengthen our neighborhoods, and guide us toward unity, growth, and prosperity. May everything said and done tonight reflect integrity, understanding, and a sincere desire to serve others. In your holy name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. And next, Mr. Landon Stewart, who is a student, a part of the YA 8 program, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Stewart? May I ask what grade you're in and what school you go to? I'm just curious.
Gandy Elementary. Second.
Thank you very much. That was a very good job, especially for a second grader. We appreciate you. Okay, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Lockett.
Here.
Councilmember Frazier.
Here.
Councilmember Brunson. Councilmember Denton.
Here.
Councilmember Fail.
Here.
Thank you. And then next, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the July 7, 2026 council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the July 7, 2026 minutes. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for the approval of minutes indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And now we'll move on to committee reporting and hear from Councilmember Mays on Ways and Means. I'm sorry, Councilmember Brown, please deliver your report.
Thank you, Mayor. Ways and Means met just before this council meeting. Tonight, we had 4 items that were discussed during Ways and Means. Those were possible agenda items numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of those items were sent to the full council with a due pass. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Holcomb, will you please deliver your report on ordinances and resolutions?
Thank you, Mayor. We have one agenda item with 4 possible items to be added to the agenda. Agenda item number 2, an ordinance amending ordinance number 6882 respecting purchases not requiring bids and related purposes. I move that this ordinance be added to the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that proposed item number 2 be added to the agenda. Any discussion? With no discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson. Councilmember Denton.
Aye.
Councilmember Fail.
Aye.
Agenda item number 3, an ordinance amending section 2-161 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the amount necessary to trigger the requirement of a review committee for service contracts and for related purposes. I move that this ordinance be added to the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that proposed item number 3 be added to the agenda. Any discussion? With no discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson. Councilmember Denton.
Aye.
Councilmember Fails.
Aye.
Agenda item number 4, a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the police department for purchase of bulletproof vests. I move that this resolution be added to the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that proposed item number 4 be added to the agenda. Any discussion? With no discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson. Councilmember Fails.
Aye.
Councilmember Denton.
Aye.
Agenda item number 5, a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the Fire and Emergency Services Department for purchase of a truck. I move that this resolution be added to the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that proposed item number 5 be added to the agenda. Any discussion? With no discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mays. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Lockett.
Aye.
Councilmember Frazier.
Aye.
Councilmember Brunson. Councilmember Denton.
Aye.
Councilmember Fails.
Aye.
Mayor, that concludes ordinance and resolutions.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Holcomb. And next we have Councilmember Frazier. Will you please deliver your report on economic and community development?
Yes, Mayor. Economic and Community Development met on July 9th at 11 a.m. at the Economic and Community Development Office and online. And we spoke about the office submitted their CDBG grant funding request in the amount of $662,495 and their home grant funding request in the amount of $293,372. We received a planning grant for the Continuum of Care program, which is to help our homeless within our city. Staff has begun reaching out to service providers in the 15 county regions. And Mayor, I would like to yield the rest of my time for Retail Strategies to give an update. We hired them and they've been doing some work, and so they want to give us an update. So I would like for them to take the rest of my time, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening. How is everybody?
Doing well.
Madam Mayor, thank you so much for your warm welcome to Pine Bluff today. We had a very productive afternoon, and let me back up, introduce myself. I'm Jonathan Ross. I'm Portfolio Director for the Gulf South Territory for Retail Strategies. I'm joined by my colleague, Adam Shackelford. We worked out of our Birmingham office and drove up this morning, where we met with Mayor and her team to update her on our progress and our ongoing efforts in the market. Spent a good solid hour and a half in her chambers with that discussion, not only to discuss our progress, the history of our partnership, but also what we plan to do moving forward to align that strategy with the city so that we can continue to enjoy the success that we've had in a relatively short period of time with this partnership as we enter into the third year of the agreement. Within that time period, as we updated the council back in December of 25 digitally, we successfully brought the roses to town. That generates an estimated $40,000 to $50,000 a year in sales tax revenue on an estimated basis. That's year over year that the city will enjoy while that business continues to thrive within Pine Bluff. while we were in market. We also noticed that the Take 5 has broken ground, excuse me. That's because of direct outreach that our team has made with their real estate committee and personnel advocating for the city of Pine Bluff. Through that outreach, within the first year or two of the partnership, as we head into year 3, the momentum continues to build. We continue to see high credit national retail groups not only take a look at Pine Bluff, but actively reviewing sites and the market at large, using a lot of the information and data that we provide them to help connect the dots with various property owners, the brands themselves, the city at large, and trying to piece all that together as your consultant working on your behalf. So we provided some specifics to the mayor that is also shared with our point of contact, Ms. Walker. That is available to you all should you want that. I just wanted to make that clear, but also wanted to update you on our progress up until this point, and also, since we were in town, take the opportunity to engage with you, which we again appreciate your time. We spent the remainder of the afternoon touring the market, getting fresh eyes on it. This is Adam and I's second time in town in the past 2 years, second time in probably the last 18 calendar months. So we're personally getting very involved with the community at large, getting to know it with our own eyes and not just on our computer screens. So I don't want to take up too much time. I definitely want to leave some time for Q&A. And again, thank you so much for your warm welcome. We really appreciate the partnership.
Any questions? Councilmember Brown?
Yes, Mr. Ross, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I know you have been doing some work. So I see the Take 5 coming up, see the Roses is here. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that's just right there on the horizon for Pine Bluff, just, you know, in the near future and within the next year?
Yeah, Adam can speak to that.
Yeah, so again, I'm Adam Shackelford. I'm the retail recruiter. So a lot of my role is the day-to-day outreach to developers, property owners, and the retailers at large. So Mr. Brown, there's some coffee users right now that are within that about year range, as well as kind of the QSR, we call it quick service restaurant groups. You know, the national brands is what we typically go after. So this one in particular is based in Texas. It would be well received by the community, but yes, those are two right there. And what we really see is when we're talking to some of these groups, leveraging what, you know, the city and what we talk about, some of the projects kind of in the domino pipeline and kind of come down in the future, the grand vision of Pine Bluff over the next 5 to 10 years, and really telling the story of you need to get in Pine Bluff now because if not, the cost per acre is going to be twice as much in 5 years from now. So yes, we do have a couple that are right in that pipeline. You know, unfortunately, we don't have really any control over the timing of it. There's a lot of red tape and a lot of back and forth between property owners and their landlord broker and the retailer's broker as well. So there's a lot of negotiations back and forth. But yes, we do have a couple there in the pipeline.
Okay. I'll wait. I know somebody else probably has something, so I'll hold on.
Councilmember Lockett?
Are you looking at any kind of distribution type warehousing situation, maybe like a Amazon or some similar that, we got a lot of warehouse space here in Pine Bluff with a lot of factories that are left and things of that nature, but I think this distribution seems to be a big thing now.
Yeah, definitely. So we are focused on the retail side, but kind of in our world, when we go to these conferences, we're talking to developers that they don't only do retail, they'll do industrial, they'll do office space and things like that as well. So really our main goal is connecting the dots between people that might not already be having those conversations. So while we're not doing a direct industrial recruitment, we're talking to developers that they play in that sandbox, if you will. So it's not a direct thing that we do on the industrial side, but we are having conversations with several different groups that also play in that world for industrial, because obviously with the retailers, they want to see the jobs, they want to see the growth, they want to see the traffic counts, they want to see the population. So if a developer has a deal in the pipeline that might not pencil right now, if he can go out and find an Amazon or whatever warehouse that might be, bring in the 400 jobs or whatever that is, then on the backside, it'll help him do a retail deal as well. So it all works together, so.
And council member, it might be ideal for us to invite the Chamber and Alliance to come and report out, because there's been a pretty good deal of expansion with some of our existing industrial partners. And so anyway, that might be a good idea. So you all can be aware.
I just want you guys to be, I just, one of the things I think that may be a tool that you all may want to use is we have a lot of empty retail space. And I don't know, some of it we are capturing with our vacant property ordinance with that. I don't know, the code enforcement director said that we're doing better on the commercial end. I think a bit on the commercial end than the residential end on that particular entity. But a lot of people sell that list of vacant properties that you can market as you go around, and it may capture some, my great vision is how do we repurpose the empty schools, the empty retail spots, the empty industrial spots. It gives us a lot of opportunity when people are looking for space. We got tons of all kinds.
Yeah, and the good point to that, to your point there is, off-market properties are typically they're harder to do, harder to get a deal done on an off-market property, but typically, there's less people involved, so the price is a little bit cheaper, and it's a little bit easier to get through some of that red tape on the front end of the due diligence. So, and if we can add value to a broker, or developer, or a retailer and showcasing an off-market property, because they all have the access to, Crexi and LoopNet, the systems where all the properties that are available are typically listed on. But to your point, it's a great point. Vacant, off-market properties, it raises a lot of eyebrows when you start pitching those kind of properties to retailers. So, yeah, it's definitely part of our strategy.
Councilmember Frazier, Councilmember Brown.
Okay, and I don't know what, I know you're focusing on, I guess, the smaller retail. But have you looked any as far as grocery stores and some of our food deserts that are here in town? Has anybody even talked with you about that? Or? Yeah,
so grocery is on our list. If you have any information, we can send you a list of every retailer we've ever reached out to. Okay. We can do that. But grocery store is a big one. Some of the groups right now, it's really hard to get a grocery store done because it costs a lot more to do one of those. So, the smaller retailers, they might be doing 400 stores over 5 years, so roughly 100 stores a year, versus the grocery stores will be doing one to 5, maybe 10 to 20 at most. So yes, we don't have anybody in the pipeline right now as far as, getting close to, saying yes. But that's the groups that we continuously go after, because we know at the end of the day, if we can find a grocery anchor tenant, it's going to attract a lot of retailers in and around that grocery store. Right. So yes, that's a huge part of our strategy, as well as kind of getting the big one, because all the other retailers will follow that. It's a matter of timing, is what it is.
Okay. Thank you.
That ends my report, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you all so much. Great to be back in Pine Bluff.
Have a great evening.
All right, you too.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
And thank you, Director Galache, for putting this together and making sure that the report happened today. Okay. Councilmember Denton, if you will please deliver your report on public health and welfare.
Okay, Mayor, on public health and welfare, we did not meet, but I did receive an email from Chilton Blunt, who's over the cemetery, the city cemetery, and he said that they're getting ready to lay the concrete for the Collar Brown, and he did hire a part-time worker, and that is my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Lockett, if you will please deliver your report on Public Works.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Public Works Committee has not met since our last meeting, but we usually meet on the last Tuesday of the month, which will be the 28th. I plan to have the clerk send it out this week, that we'll meet 1 o'clock at the old City Council chambers on the 28th of this month. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Fells, will you please deliver your report on development and planning?
We don't have any report at this time, but we will be announcing our next meeting date and time, and that concludes my.
Thank you. Councilmember Brunson is absent tonight, and then Councilmember Holcomb, will you please deliver your report on Administration Committee?
Yes, Mayor. The Administration Committee will meet this Thursday in person and Zoom in the old council chambers at 4 p.m. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. And then finally, Councilmember Brown, will you please deliver your report on Public Safety Committee?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Public Safety met on the 15th of this month. We heard from Animal Control, Mr. Graydon. He gave us some stats for the month of June. We had 107 stray dogs taken in, 55 cats. We had 14 animals returned back to the owner. We had 16 adoptions, and we had 19 animals that were transferred out to rescue. Assistant Fire Chief Jones, he gave the report for the fire department. Between June 8th and 12th, they had their summer camp. There were 50 participants. Those are ages 9 to 13. From June the 15th through the 18th, we had 16 through 21-year-olds at that camp, and there were 5 associated with it. They had an entry test for the fire department June 29th and 30th. They had 23 applicants, and 6 of those individuals, we had 5 no-shows, and 6 individuals passed that exam. They had a physical agility test on, I believe it was on the 16th, which was, I think it was last Thursday. And as far as the fire training facility, the contractors poured the last part of the concrete. I think that was on the 14th. They'll also be replacing the curbing out there. And let's see. And also we have legislation which is on the agenda tonight. We discussed in committee about the hazmat truck, and that was sent to the council with a due pass. Right now, due to the extreme heat, all 7 of our fire stations are serving as cooling stations for individuals that are trying to get out of that hot weather. On July 18th, there was a back-to-school supply drive that the fire department participated in, and they also fed first responders at that event. From the police department, Chief Davis, we had our crime stats. Crime is down 25% from this time last year. We had 3,206 calls for service during the month of June and 653 traffic stops. We had 6 new recruits that started on June 29th. Those individuals will be going to the academy in August. We had a pay camp graduation, which occurred on the 16th of July, and it was great. I actually attended. It was a nice event. We have 3 graduating from the academy on July 31st at 10 o'clock a.m., and I believe that's in Camden. Currently, we're at 90 officers, and we had 2 officers that were recently recognized for going above and beyond. I did not get those names, and I can get those at a later time. We have Captain Sam Atkinson and Mr. Brown are actually going to Omaha, Nebraska for a accreditation training. That's to help our department get accredited and to receive that higher classification. And we have some of our administrative staff that are going to Texas July 24th through the 29th for the National Association of Black Law Enforcement Officers. That's a training that they have there. And also we have legislation which we've moved to the council with a due pass to purchase bulletproof vests for 33 officers. And also camera update as far as the cameras around town. The first week of install should be the first week of August. We're going to focus on our parks first, around the hotel area and the convention center, and that'll be our phase 1. And from there, we'll branch out to other parts of the city. And that concludes my report.
Well, that was very comprehensive. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That was good. A lot going on. And before we move on to proposed resolutions, I really want to give our fire and police departments under the leadership of Chief Davis and Chief Compton kudos for the camps that you provided for what probably amounts, if you add all of them together, a few hundred children. They were awesome, I think, experiences for the young people involved, and definitely provided a lot of exposure for young people. And so thank you so much for the commitment of you and your teams who did so much to create great experiences for our young people, but also brought them close together to see what you do and to see how committed you all are to this city and to the people in it. So thank you both very much. Okay, proposed resolutions, council member, and ordinances. That's right, we just had one resolution, so now we have proposed resolutions and ordinances. Council member Holcomb.
Agenda item number 1, a resolution appointing the renamed members of the Urban Agriculture Task Force for the city of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Whereas resolution number 4864 passed March 3rd, 2025, the City Council established the Urban Agricultural Task Force to explore, promote, and implement urban agricultural initiatives within the city. And whereas resolution number 5054 passed June 15, 2026, City Council appointed the city members of the Urban Agricultural Task Force. And whereas resolution number 5061 passed July 7, 2026, amends the membership of the Urban Agriculture Task Force to consist of 15 members drawn from different areas of city government and the private sector. And whereas individuals have been recommended to the council to form the remaining membership of the task force and should be confirmed. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the following persons are appointed to the Urban Agriculture Task Force as the remaining representatives. A. O'Brennan Moss, a local community gardening organization. Kenneth Lispmeyer and Jennings Burris, restaurant and hospitality industry. Sharita Thomas, local public schools. Dr. Henry English, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, Department of Agriculture. Lee Anderson, Jefferson County Cooperative Extension Office, and Belinda Randall, graduate of the County Cooperative Extension Master Gardening Program. Calvin Johnson, Michael McCray, and Audrey Long are residents, and Mary Ann Lee, Pine Bluff Historic District Commission.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 1 be adopted. Any discussion? Councilmember Holcomb?
Just, on line 13, is that a typo where it says 15, then it's 18 members, right?
Yeah, I think it should be 18.
So
It's 15.
it's 15?
15.
15?
Is that correct, Mr. Lockett? 15?
18 because we expanded it.
Okay, 18. We'll change it.
Thank you, David.
All right. That's all.
Okay. No further discussion. All of those who wish to vote for item number 1 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 2, an ordinance amending ordinance number 6882 respecting purchases not requiring bids and related purposes.
Whereas it is desired to increase the sum for the purchase of municipal supplies, equipment, materials, commodities, and services not requiring bids from $5,000 to $10,000 to reflect the effects of inflation on the cost of commodities, materials, and goods used by the city government. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, that the whereas paragraph in Section 1 of Ordinance Number 6882 passed February 17, 2026 are hereby amended to replace 5,000 with 10,000, which will amend Section 2-157B of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas to provide all purchases for supplies, equipment, materials, commodities, and services where the total expenditure, including applicable taxes, is in excess of $10,000 but less than $42,921 shall be made by the mayor or department head after securing no less than 3 bids, written or verbal. The quote, at a minimum, shall be documented with the vendor's name, email, website address, person or source of quote, description of service or produce for which the quote is obtained, and cost or means cost will be calculated. The mayor or designee may require further information when warranted. The information will be attached to an invoice or document evidencing the purchase. As used herein, bids shall include an invoice, email confirmation, website quotation, statement, or similar documentation so long as sufficiently detailed to explain the expenditure. Section 2, all ordinances or parts thereof in conflict with this ordinance are amended to the extent of the conflict. Section 3, the section, subsection, sentences, and phrases of this ordinance are declared to be severable, and should any of the foregoing be held unlawful, the remaining shall continue to be given full force and effect. Section 4, this ordinance being of a general or permanent nature, the clerk will cause it to be published in accordance with Arkansas law. Section 5, this ordinance takes effect on the 31st day after its adoption.
Place it on the calendar. Agenda item number 3, an ordinance amending section 2-161 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting the amount necessary to trigger the requirement of a review committee for service contracts and for related purposes, up for the first reading.
Whereas Section 2-161I requires any contract for professional services in exceeding $5,000 be negotiated by a review committee, and whereas it is desired to increase the contract amount which triggers the requirement for the review committee. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, Section 2-161I is amended to read as follows. The requirement for a review committee shall be waived, and the review of qualifications as herein above stated and approved or disapproved of the contract shall be delegated to the responsible department head for all professional services contracts in the amount of $42,921 or less. Section 2, all ordinances or parts thereof are repealed to the extent of this conflict. Section 3, this ordinance being of a general or permanent nature, the clerk will cause it to be published as required by law. Section 4, this ordinance takes effect on its 31st day after adoption.
Place it on the calendar. Agenda item number 4, a resolution amending the 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the police department for purchase of bulletproof vests.
Whereas city ordinance requires that an adjustment to the municipal budget be memorialized by ordinance or resolution depending upon which form was used to approve the annual budget. Whereas the 2026 municipal budget was adopted by resolution, and whereas it is necessary to make amendments to the 2026 municipal budget to reallocate funds for the purchase of a fire truck by the Fire and Emergency Services Department as detailed in the attached budget adjustment. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, the attached budget adjustment has been reviewed by the council and is approved. The particulars thereof as detailed are incorporated herein as if fully set forth word for word and number for number. The funds to cover the salary adjustments are identified by source in the amount of the document. Section 2, the 2026 municipal budget adopted is amended to incorporate the adjustment as set out in the attachment. In Section 3, the Finance Department will ensure that the budget is implemented as amended.
Move for adoption.
I'll second it, but
it's coming from the salaries. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? I put the wrong number. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, so
I put the wrong number.
So this was for the fire department. I think
That was number 5.
Was number
yeah,
5.
we actually did number 5
Okay.
first. Okay.
Because
she did mention, she did say fire and emergency services, so I figured she was reading the one for the fire department. Is that the one you had?
That's the one I did. Fire
Fire
and
department.
emergency.
So she read fire department. So I just wanted to make sure we were all
Approving the
clear.
right thing.
Right. So this is for the fire department. then.
So how about we just do the fire department?
Yeah, we'll
Is that
do.
okay?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that one now.
Okay.
So I'll second for the fire department.
So we're doing number 5.
We're doing number 5.
All right.
So it's been moved and seconded that item number 5 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for the adoption of item number 5 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item number 4, a resolution amending 2026 municipal budget to allocate funds within the police department for purchase of bulletproof vests.
Whereas city ordinance requires that an adjustment to the municipal budget be memorialized by ordinance or resolution depending upon which form was used to approve the annual budget. And whereas the 2026 municipal budget was adopted by resolution. And whereas it is necessary to make the amendment to the 2026 municipal budget to reallocate funds for the purchase of bulletproof vests by the police department as detailed in the attached budget adjustment. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Section 1, the attached budget adjustment has been reviewed by the council and is approved. The particulars thereof as detailed are incorporated herein as if set forth word for word and number for number. The funds to carry over the salary adjustments are identified by source and amount in the document. Section 2, that the 2026 municipal budget is adopted is amended to incorporate the adjustment and change to set out in the attachment. Section 3, the Finance Department will ensure that the budget is implemented as amended.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that item number 4 be adopted. Any discussion? With no discussion, all of those who wish to vote for the adoption of item number 4 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay. So now we will go over the announcements. And they are as follows. Announcement number 1. The Pine Bluff Transit ADA Rider Appreciation Day will take place on Friday, July 24, 2026. The Pine Bluff Transit Department will host its annual ADA Rider Appreciation Day to recognize and celebrate the city's ADA transit riders while promoting accessible public transportation services. Announcement number 2, free business consulting services. On Tuesday, July 21st, the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center will offer free business consulting services for entrepreneurs and small business owners in Pine Bluff. There is no time, I suspect, all day during an 8 to 5 business day, but they did not give us a time. The item, announcement number 3, Port City Blues Society Weekly Blues Jam. Every Wednesday at RJ's Sports Grill and Bar, enjoy live Delta Blues every Wednesday. The doors open at 7 p.m. with music from 8 to 11 p.m. Announcement number 4, Saracen Landing Food Truck Festival, which will take place on Sunday, July 26 from 2 to 4 p.m. Come enjoy local food vendors and live entertainment featuring Dino Davis and the D-Train at Saracen Landing at 200 Lake Saracen Drive. And the last announcement is Flo Rida will be live at Saracen Casino Resort. I thought that was canceled. No? Okay, well, he's going to be here then. Flo Rida will be live at Saracen Casino Resort Friday, July 31st, 2026 at 8 p.m. Don't miss Flo Rida live at Saracen Casino Resort, number 1 Saracen Resort Drive, for an evening of entertainment that will bring visitors to Pine Bluff. Okay, and then we will adjourn and then hear public comments from our non-agenda, on non-agenda issues.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We will adjourn, and with no objections, we are adjourned. And we have Kathy Richards, I think, with Port City Speed. I think that was the last meeting. So then we only have 2 other people who signed up to speak. Kelly Martin to speak on the topic of homelessness in the city, and Alderman accessibility. Is Kelly Martin here tonight? Kelly Martin, okay. And then Reverend James Hill is here to speak on the topic of groundwork issues in the community. Reverend Hill? Yeah?
Good evening, council member, mayor.
Good evening.
My issues are simple. I'm the gatekeeper of the north side. I've been born and raised over there. I've been called to clean up my community. We don't have no gangs over there, no drug activities over there. Our youth don't have their guns. Our youth ain't selling no drugs. We have no crack houses over there. Our elders are walking freely. There's no speeding, none of that, not on my watch, with the help of a couple other people as well. But my issue is here about the groundwork. We have ditches that ain't been cut in years on some streets, 2 years. I say Willow Street, that whole back street where the graveyard at, we have alleys that haven't been cut in years. We have, signs that's been covered up. And it's sad to, know that you have all types of things running up out of them ditches now. Snakes, rabbits, all types of stuff. And then we have the college over there. We have the youth over there. And they walk, through their community, and they have to be, walk in packs just to be, protected one another. But if we can solve the groundwork of them issues right there, because for its protection or safety, we got that on lock right there. We work side by side with all law enforcement. We make sure that we do that as a whole, as a collective. But that's one of the main issues right there, the grass issue. It's kind of sad, and there's something that needs to be done about that right there. And that's all I have before you on the grounds.
Any council members with any questions?
Mr. Hill, you have reported the ditches that you're referring to? Have you already reported
Yes, I did the first step, as I've done before in the past. I went to the street department, gave them all the names of the streets, location, actually even speak to the director, never got a call from him once about it. I seen, I say, towards Willow and all that, I seen the truck over there today. Yeah, the guy said, they truck been down, and they only got one truck. And that's what he stated right there. He said now he having a problem with the part that cuts the grass. So he mentioned that. So I'm saying, as having 3 prisons here in Jefferson County and the county judge, I know they won't have no problem having the inmates coming and doing some of their work with the street department, because that's what it is for. As being locked up in other counties and other cities, them prisons, they reason mainly keep their community and their alleys clean. So if that's an issue, the manpower and equipment, and then you got the youth that's hungry for jobs, weedies don't cost that much. You can go to a company or corporation and say that we need assistance and we want to help the youth. They'll donate 20, 30 weedies, So there's many ways to solve the issue. But we just got to put the manpower in the work and come together as a whole. And just at the tire issue on Haven Street, I've been riding there lately the last 3 weeks because I had to stop one guy and make him put all his tires up. And it's about like 5, 6 tires in one little area. But that's one of the issues that's getting crazy around here. But that's what we need to do, come to some type of solution or resolution to solve these problems, because it can be done. It's just minding them out and working together and being, out front about everything.
Well, I know that the machine that cuts the ditches has been down. We had 2 or 3 at one point. I think we're possibly down to 1, maybe.
We are down to 1.
Okay. And so keep up with that. Keep that list. Follow up with the street department, and that way, hopefully we can get the machine over there to get those ditches cut. As far as the tires go, we discussed that earlier. We're still working with the county on trying to find a solution on where people can't actually take the tires, because right now there is nowhere to take them. So as soon as we get that resolved with the county, then we can get that information out for everybody.
And let me add this. I mentioned that we had a conversation with the county judge today, and I want to say this too, because I'm grateful for our interim county judge's leadership. He called me in his first week and said that anything we need from the road department, we can use it. And I shared that with the street department. We do have a manpower issue, and I want you to know that we have been working with ADC, particularly Parks and Rec, and they do send people over, and we can set up dates for large efforts. But I think you just said something in terms of being creative, maybe purchasing some weed eaters and giving youth an opportunity to do some things. And I want to express my appreciation for you coming to us directly. Posting can help because it can give us an opportunity to see something that we might not otherwise see. A lot of times people don't know who to call, but you coming to us, telling us will help us. And I appreciate you sitting down with my chief of staff today. I'm not sure what came from that, but I would like for us to be in touch later on this week to talk about the idea of utilizing young people and investing in some weed eaters, because that is a way that we can get some of that done right now. And so that's all I have to say about that.
And my last but least, that I want to applaud y'all as a whole, working and having a smooth transition of meeting and continue on allow God to lead and guide y'all with that energy and doing the job and working together and coming out and being our leaders. And I applaud y'all with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Reverend Hill, one more thing. You can keep going to your seat. I'm just going to give you this bit of information. CARC has reached out to us, and they are planning a huge cleanup day in October, and we are partnering with them. We are working to bring the county and other partners involved to make it as big as possible. So we're really looking forward to kind of closing out the summer with the kind of clean team that Councilmember Fells is always talking about in a big way on that day. And the other thing, as far as the equipment, we are down to one machine. I can tell you that our street department director has been working with myself and the finance director to see how we can use any remaining dollars in his budget to re-up that equipment so that we can be able to adequately address our ditches and green space next summer. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I think that's it, y'all. We already adjourned and we heard from everybody. And it is 6:41. I didn't win this time.